Alright guys, so before we start the video, please subscribe the channel because this season is going to be the silent before the storm begins. That's why I'm going to bring out all the episodes of Demon Slayer Season 4, the Hashira training arc, so subscribe the channel to never miss out on any of its episodes. Now, the episode 1 begins when Sanemi and Abanai have teamed up and gets to a beat-up castle. Demons have made it their hideout and now they have kidnapped the villagers and took them there, and just recently a demon had kidnapped a woman, but they weren't too late. That demon was taking her to his hideout but he sensed the approaching danger. There the badass gets in first and there and the whole demon gang were ready to jump in on them. One of them targeted the weakling, and Abanai saved him. Their Sanemi and Abanai started their hack and slash together, and I must say, their action is something, but Abanai told those two to get out because they are getting in their way. They felt something is wrong here because demons don't gather at this scale, yet Sanemi gets in first and kills the horde of them with his wind breathing, and following strike comes from Abanai and his serpent breathing technique. That demon realized they are Hashira and runs away from them. Small fries kept interfering with Sanemi and there was no end to it, so Abanai tells Sanemi to leave the small ones to him and focus on the hostage. That demon has no chance of winning, because it's Sanemi we're talking about. He made a blood shower from them, so the demon threw the girl to save his own life but Abanai got her, and after that, they followed the demon and guess what, they just jumped into the Infinity Castle. This made my heart skip a beat, there, because I thought a bloodbath is about to happen. There Sanemi saw the demon, but in an instant, he was outside in the same area where he had left. Both of them couldn't understand what they had just seen, but at least, all demon had fled, so their mission was a success. Then, Kano completed her mission and returned home, where she reported it to Shinobu, and Shinobu told Kano about the incident at Swordsmith Village, and now that Nezuko has overcome the sun, things are going to be hectic, because Muzan will surely come after Nezuko to get a demon who's not affected by the sun, and for this, Shinobu is going to a Hashira meeting so she asked Kano to look after Nezuko for her. And this time it's request, and there starts the Hashira arc, but on the other side, Tanjiro learned people of Swordsmith Village are relocating their village. But it was still miraculous that was all it took to kill two upper ranks in this fight, and after that fight, Tanjiro was unconscious for a week and right after waking up, he was eating non-stop. He learned from Mitsuri that eating is good, but she eat way more than normal, and Mitsuri's effect had gotten into Tanjiro now. But more so that guy asked Tanjiro about Nezuko because she overcome the sun. Tanjiro said she's being examined for that Shinobu and Tamayo are both looking into it, but who is Tamayo? And Tanjiro chalked and that distracted the guy, and after this, the Hashiras are having a meeting, and their Sanemi and Abanai arrived late because of their mission, but they heard about the upper moon demons, and Gyuomi was happy they didn't lose any Hashira this time, or else it could have weakened the Demon Slayer Corp, but then their master's wife, Amain, came in to take the place of her husband. Kagaya's health was deteriorating, so she had to take over now, so she apologized that he couldn't attend any of the duties from now in, but none of the Hashira had any objections and bowed their heads to honor her. So now, to the main topic, as they all knew about Nezuko overcoming the sun, it has raised the dangers of war, but in the recent fight of Upper Moon, Amain got the report that Love and Mist have gotten a pattern on their body. So Amain told them that during the first period of Demon Slayer, they almost got Muzan and they all had mark on them. But this info was kept secret because many tormented themselves for not being able to manifest that mark, but there were still many other reasons for not passing this info as well, yet there was one thing written that if one Demon Slayer awakens the mark, then other will follow his suit, but the first one who got this mark was Tanjiro. If you all remember the fight at Entertainment District. At the end that mark on his head was formed while killing Jotaro, and now other two have gotten that type mark, so Amain wants to know how they awaken themselves. So Mitsuri goes first and explains it on her own way. She was explaining things in a different language so no one understood, so Mwichuru took her place and tells everyone he felt anger when he saw the kid in danger and it raised his heart rate up to 200 per minute and he had a temperature of 39 degrees. Normally it could have been life-threatening. But that's the point there, it's to go through a life or death situation. So that means everyone has to go through that to awaken that mark, but Amain tells them that whoever awakens their marks will have no choice and will. After this even I don't know what she said, but looking at them all in silence, I guess they will be the chosen one to fight Muzan. After that Amain leaves and Gayu wanted to leave as well, but they have to decide as a group what they should do next about the training. But Gayu refused to take part in training others and no one liked him being so indifferent like this. But Gyuomi raised the pressure and told Sanemi to sit down for the discussion. So aside from them, the Thunder Boy returned back from his mission and he was on cloud 9 to see the girls. But more so when he saw his dream girl he lost his mind. She welcomed him and Zenitsu lost himself even more that she's talking to him. But Nezuko actually said welcome to Inosuke, and now that marks the death warrant for the boar. Well, Inosuke was around Nezuko after he recovered, and he was teaching her how to speak his name, so that's how this mess happened. There Haganazuka comes to Tanjiro to give his new sword. It had the sword guard of Rengoku, but instead of its maker, the sword only had the word, slay, because the one who made it had one goal, to slay demons, and after that only Hashira got the sword with slay words, but he was still pissed that Tanjiro broke another one of his words, and after a bit of tantrums, he left, and there Inosuke made his breaking entry, and the Hashira have made their plan for training others. Their Gyuomi planned to ask retired Hashiras for their help in training as well, and no one had any objections, all of them were on his side, and this news was spread to the Demon Corps. Tanjiro was looking forward to it, and that irritated Zenitsu because he just got back from his mission of he wanted to rest up. But Tanjiro told him that in Swordsmith Village, the thunder breathing move he taught him came in extremely handy, so maybe learning something from this training would surely help them in future as well. Zenitsu got his mood change in instant hearing his praise, and after this the hellish training starts. Tengen was the first one who took the job to train the weakling in basic of body strengthening and stamina training. His 3 wives also made nice lunch for all of them, and not the chickens. Even Hashiras are supposed to improve themselves in this training. Then Sanemi took place for sword strike training, and Mitsuri was turning them flexible for fight. Abanai took job for swordsmanship and Takedo was teaching them how to get fast, but last of all was Gyuomi with his heavy mass training. Then after that, Tanjiro got the message from Gayu for some reason, and there Amain was taking care of Kagaya. He thanked Amain for staying with him through thick and thin, and she broke into tears knowing her husband's end is near. But somewhere far away, Kagaya's crow found Tamayo. Crow clears up that he has no intention of harming her, but she's a demon. So it's normal she didn't trust the Demon Slayer Corps. So Crow gets down to business and tells her that Shinobu is an excellent person in pharmacology in the Demon Slayer Corp, so they want Tamayo to work with Shiobu and look into Nezuko's transformation to find a way to defeat Muzan. So Crow invited Tamayo to the Slayer HQ, but Tamayo is puzzled because she's a demon at the end, so what will happen to her if she goes there? But that marks the end of episode 1, so stay tuned to watch the full season in my channel, and for that don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. Till then, take care.